We welcome you back to the pregame report. The Idaho Vandal women getting ready to take on Southern Utah. We're now joined by the head coach of the Vandal women, Arthur Marrera. Coach, your team hasn't played in 6 days. It's probably got to feel like a long time since that win on Sunday against Walla Walla, but dominant fashion over the Wolves. How valuable was that last Sunday to get some of your freshmen, some of really their first collegiate experience and get them some substantial minutes on the floor?
Yeah, it was huge for us. I mean, especially we played 3 games in a week, and then we had almost a week off. So this week is opposite from the previous one. But I like to schedule that way. I like to start with 2 really hard games on the road. That's what we did last year, and then followed by Walla Walla again, because it gives us a chance to try some things out that we learned from the first 2 games, see how we kind of bounce back from a one-day prep. It's something that we're going to see pretty much every week in conference. So I feel like that 3rd game gives us a good chance to do that. And like I said, it's great to see our freshmen give them some run. We have some girls that are coming back from injuries. Nevaeh Hanley, so I was able to play her a little bit more as well, as she gets comfortable with her body, and because I think she'll be a big piece for us moving forward. So I thought it was all positive from that game.
A little bit more of a chance to prep this time around, right?
Yeah.
6 days since your team was last in action. What have you been focusing on at practice this week?
Yeah, guarding the ball has been a huge emphasis for us. I feel like that was one of our biggest strengths last year. This group is a little different. It's kind of been our biggest weakness for the first 2 games, and I feel like we made large strides. Obviously, Walla Walla is not the same type of opponent that we're going to face today, but I felt like we did a much better job guarding the ball and sticking with our concepts and being in gaps. So that's kind of what we focus on this week, is keep people off the paint and making sure we can rebound.
Kira Gardner has been a huge impact player, a big addition for you here through the first 3 games. She just took home Big Sky Conference Player of the Week. How much of an impact addition has she been early on in the season, and what have you liked from her here early?
Yeah, she's been huge. I mean, her ability to make shots, and she just doesn't make the easy ones. She can kind of create her own shot, and if you give her a little bit of room, that thing's going up. And she's the type of player that if she makes 1 or 2 in a row, then it's hard to get her to miss. Once she gets in a groove, she's very hard to defend. But I think our team is so special that we have so many different weapons. We're talking about it, the staff, and if you have one elite perimeter defender, who are you going to put them on? You could put on Hope, who is a preseason all-conference player. That's what most teams have done so far, but then it allows Kira and Ana Pinheiro to kind of go off. Or are you going to put in one of those other 2, So I feel like she's benefited from how teams are playing Hope right now, and I think we're going to see defense starting to key on her a little bit more, but then her passing ability is really going to start to shine, and then I think you're going to start seeing Hope and Ana Pinheiro have bigger games too.
Focusing on this Southern Utah team here today, they've gotten off to a good start this year and probably surprised some people a little bit. They're 3-0 in the early season, big wins over Washington State and against Eastern Washington. Very good offensively here in the early season, first in the WAC through 3 games in scoring, but pretty versatile offensively. It seems like they can kind of throw 2 or 3 posts at you at a given time. What's it going to take to slow them down?
Yeah, I think this game is all about toughness and physicalities. How well we guard the paint, how well we guard post-ups. Can we guard a post-up without fouling, right? They present some challenges that we haven't faced yet. When we build this non-conference schedule, we try to get as many different looks as possible to prepare us for conference. So we played 2 really good offensive teams in Washington State, and UC Davis kind of showed how relentless we can be. We have that ability to come back and score and overcome deficits. Today's going to test our toughness. Can we keep them off of the glass? Can we keep them off the paint? Can we rim run against their post players, because they do a really good job of that? And they're very matchup specific. They like to pick on matchups. So if they do think they have an advantage somewhere, how are we going to respond to that? Are we just going to kind of accept it, or are we going to make them fight for every inch they have out there on the court? So it'll be a good challenge for us. I'm excited.
Defensively, they've been solid to start the year as well. Really good rebounding team for Southern Utah. Your offense on the flip side has been unguardable at times in the early season. What do you need to do a solid job of offensively to have success?
Yeah, take good shots. Sometimes because of the pace we're playing in, you can kind of fall into that gray area. Is this just are we just taking a shot to be quick, or is it actually a good shot? And those are some of the things that you get better as you go along and you play different people. So shot selection is going to be very important, because they are a very good rebound team. I mean, I hope we can still get 20, 21 offensive rebounds like we've been getting, but I think these guys rebound a little better. So if we don't get an offensive rebound, now we have to take a good shot to make sure our transition defense is, we're not just scrambling, trying to figure it out. So that's going to be a key, and push the pace. They don't have a super deep bench. They like to play bigger sometimes, and that means probably a number 44 Ulrich, or even Brooklyn Philly is going to have to guard Anna Pinheiro, is going to have to guard Kira Gardner. What does that look like on the open court, right? So those are some of the areas that we might try to explore.
Coach, is there anything that I've missed that you think is going to be super key in this game, picking up a win?
No, just 50-50 balls. Whoever gets the most 50-50 balls is going to win the game.
Well, Coach, I appreciate the time. Thank you so much, and best of luck.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
That's the head coach of the Vandal Women, Arthur Marrera, taking some time to join us before this matchup against Southern Utah. When we come back, we'll take a look at some scores and get you the starting lineup here from the ICCU Arena in Moscow. You're listening to Vandal Women's Basketball from Learfield.